everyone, in today's video we're going to be having a look at the CPE exam, that's the Proficiency exam from Cambridge, and we're going to be focusing on the speaking part 1. So this video will be perfect for you if you're unfamiliar with the CPE exam and you want to know what the speaking is all about, or perhaps if you're just about to sit your CPE exam and you want some tips to help boost your marks in this part of the exam. So let's have a look at the facts before we continue. First of all, this part will last between 2 and 3 minutes. All that happens during this part of the exam, it's most definitely the easiest part of the CPE speaking, and this is because all that happens is they ask you personal questions. So they'll ask you things, how long have you been studying English? Are you working or studying at the moment? Do you two know each other? Things like that, because you have to remember that you go into the exam with someone else. So there's 2 of you, yes? There'll be 2 students and there'll also be 2 examiners. One examiner will be asking the questions and the other examiner will be marking, like in most Cambridge exams. So, some example questions. What do you enjoy about where you live? Do you have any plans for the future? How much time do you spend traveling to work? So they're usually fairly simple questions, to be honest. They're quite easy to answer, but having said that, there is a trick to getting good marks. So what tips can I give you for this part of the exam? First of all, you have to remember that the examiners don't know you. You may have been used to working with your teacher, and your teacher knows you, and you don't really have to impress all the time, whereas in the exam you're going to be speaking for like 16 to 19 minutes and you've got to show the examiners what you can do, and to show them that you can speak English fluently and enthusiastically. And you do this by extending your answers. So no short answers, and you should always be extending wherever possible, giving examples, so on and so forth. Be enthusiastic, and I always emphasize this in speaking tests. Being a speaking examiner is very, very difficult. It's very, very tiring as well. And the worst thing is getting some student who comes in and is like, oh I know, I've been learning this for 5 years. I like it. It's good. Not good. You're not going to impress the examiners at all like that. You should be enthusiastic, on the ball. Listen carefully. A big danger here, because you've all been practicing so much and answering lots of questions about traveling, about work, about hobbies, sports, university, all these types of things. A lot of the time when you hear a question, you just go onto autopilot and just give an answer, and sometimes that doesn't actually answer the question. So listen very carefully to the question. A lot of the time questions will be slightly different from what you've answered before, or have a slightly different emphasis, and you have to be careful, because if you answer the wrong question, then you're going to get less marks. Interact with your partner. So you can do this if you want and if the opportunity arises, but again, you don't have to. If you're nervous and you're stressed, you can just concentrate on your own thing. But sometimes if the opportunity arises, the examiner asks your partner a question about music and you've got something to say about it, and your partner kind of looks at you, you could say, yeah, I agree, I really like this kind of music too. You can do that. There is room for that if you so wish. I hope this video has been useful and it's given you something to think about. In the next videos I'll be dealing with part 2, obviously, in part 3, which are a lot more demanding of students. In the meantime, if you want to improve your proficiency vocabulary, we've got a whole range of videos topically organized for you to boost your vocabulary skills. Thanks again for watching. Bye for now.